Hey, my friend, Daryl Evans here with Yoka Local Internet Marketing, and in this short video, I'd like to go over the 6 steps you need to be executing in your business and in your marketing strategy to turn more website visitors into leads and sales for your business. This is the same 6-step playbook, literally on one page, that we overlay over small, medium, large businesses in the B2B space, B2C, service sector, e-commerce, you name it. It's this 6 steps. These 6 steps are exactly what we use. So I'm going to give you all 6 of these steps today. And at the end of this video, if you'd like to take me up on an invitation, I'd like to give you a 6-part free email course that breaks down the methodology and the psychology behind all 6 of these steps. So I don't want to keep you here long. Let me get into step number 1. Step number 1 is buyer personas. Now, how we like to answer the question is, who's your ideal customer and what are their pains? So we look around a lot of businesses and they seem to know the age demographic, geography of where their customer is, male, female, all of that good stuff. Well, guess what? That's like having playing a football game. Guess what? You have to have one. It's like putting on equipment. You have to put on the equipment. There's nothing unique. But what's different between who wins and loses that game is the strategy behind it. So what we talk about here is the psychographics of your ideal buyer. Number 2, how will we generate traffic to your website? There's no shortage of traffic sources today between Google, pay-per-click, SEO, Google Maps, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it, paid ads, earned media, you name it. There's too much. But we need to find out exactly how your buyer is going to go through the buying journey and figure out those particular channels and how to make sure they can go through the awareness, consideration, and decision stage for your particular product or service. Step number 3, the biggest failure I think we see online today is business owners not properly preparing for what we call the top of the funnel and the middle of the sales funnel. Typically, when we go to websites, they are there and they're set up just to capture a sale. Whether it's e-commerce or whether it's a service type business, there's a free consultation page, or if you're a lawyer, maybe a free case evaluation page, or if you're a limousine service, you want people to book the service right now. Guess what? That's too far at the bottom of the funnel. The most effective marketing starts at the top of the sales funnel, moves to the middle, moves from the top to the middle, and then gets to the bottom. There's a specific way to do that, and that's what you want to do when you're converting visitors to leads. Now, how do you get leads to convert? This is another one of those big things that business owners complain about is, well, we're getting leads, but they're not good, or we're getting leads, but they're not converting. The reason they're not converting is you haven't put them on a conversion path and you haven't automated the sales journey. Okay. So if you're in a big company, you might be thinking, well, they downloaded something, or, they're not sales ready. And instead of sending those to the sales team, well, then they should be in a different nurturing type sequence. If you're in an emergency service type business, you should have a different sequence. If you're an e-commerce company, you have a different sequence. What we're talking about here is utilizing technology so you can educate your leads so that they move closer and closer to the bottom of the sales funnel and into a lead conversion, or to a conversion to a sale. Lastly, or second to last, is how do you increase the lifetime value of your customer? I think this is one of those topics that most business owners forget. They think of the sale today. And as my business partner likes to say, when you make your sale, a lot of times you think, great, my sale ended, I've got my revenue, my relationship has ended. Whereas the customer's thinking my relationship has just begun because they just bought your product or service. So how do you build and use technology, marketing automation, and how do you build a system and a sequence around increasing the lifetime value? Now that may mean repeat business from that particular customer, or it could be tapping into that customer's sphere of influence, right? So if every customer you sold knows 200 people, which science says that's true, how are you tapping into that to increase your ROI? The last thing is, how do you build systems that scale for growth? We've seen companies that start online marketing and then they fail to build the infrastructure inside their organization. And we've got one particular example. A company went from getting 30 leads a month to 200 leads a month. And these were not just frivolous leads. These were sales qualified leads, and their system internally in their office was not set up to handle this. So again, I don't want to go too deep. We've got all of this covered in our 6-part email series, but what you can do is click on the link in this video, in the description of this video, around this video, wherever it may be that you're watching it, and go ahead and download the 6 core elements to take website visitors into leads and sales. And we'd love to educate you about the psychology and the methodology behind this series. Thanks for taking time to watch this video.